Guys, me again. This guy, Lukaku, doesn't even play for Arsenal. Obviously, if you've been paying attention, guys, to the transfer market, and transfer news, it's likely that he's going to sign for Manchester United. There is a bit of confusion, but yeah, it does look like he's going to be a player. 75 million, however much it was, around the same figure that allegedly they were going to spend on Morata. So let's get into it. Firstly, obviously, I know a lot of United fans. I've told you guys, family members and things like that. If it wasn't Arsenal, I'd be a United fan probably. And if it wasn't that, nah, I can't see myself supporting Spurs. But yeah, so yeah, Lukaku. How do I start? Firstly, a club like United, of course, they've been blessed with goal scorers, but not only goal scorers that had more about them. You look at Cantona, you look at Wazza, insert any name there. I'm sure United fans 50, 40, 30, 20 years old would all have different opinions. Either way, they've had strikers that were blessed with technical ability and amazing goal scoring feats. Rene Mulestein has even echoed this. Now Lukaku, of course, he isn't the most blessed technically of strikers and things like that, and to a degree at times he can start ball watching, and like how Theo plays in the middle, it can be like 10 men in the sense that his movement off the ball at times can be a bit very static. But on the basis that a primary job, I know in today's market you need to be more than just doing your position. We live in a day and age where people mention goals, mention ball playing before they talk about goalkeeping for keepers, ball playing before they talk about defending for defenders, etc., etc. A primary job of a striker is to put the ball in the back of the net. Something Lukaku has been doing for however many years. The guy is a veteran at that. You can mock his first touch, which is quite appalling. You can mock his lack of movement at times. You can say whatever, but one thing you cannot do is get onto his goals. Yes, there are some other concerns like in big games, but he bagged against City, he bagged against Spurs, and he bagged against us. Granted, it was a penalty, but yeah, by that time he already knew he was leaving Everton, so the motivation levels weren't there. I don't think he's better than Kane. Kane has a bit more about him, but he's a great player. Goals, man, goals. 25 goals in the Prem, 6 assists. He can improve on his output of his general play and bringing people in, which I think Morata trumps him on. But yeah, he's showing it. He's shown an improvement in that regards. And while I'm on that, I've said this before, he does look to Henry, to Suarez, etc., for inspiration, but he should stick to what he's good at. That's bullying guys, pulling them into the channels, using his strength, which at times I don't feel he uses enough. Like, he'll use weird, he'll go from one game using it to another game not. I think Morata, footballing-wise, technically has more about him. I mean, you've seen Morata drift out to the left, drift out for the right, general play, things of that nature. And yeah, but on the basis of what United need, as they need a goal scorer, that is him. That is Lukaku. Lukaku has that in abundance. I mean, you look at the number of draws United had, the 10 or 11 games, particularly when Zlatan weren't there. And last year they did rely on individual brilliance to get some scruffy goals to get 3 points. Lukaku could turn them draws into wins. He'll score goals. Before I went off topic, last year obviously 25 goals, 6 assists, 15, 16, 18 Premier League goals, 7 assists. Yeah, the guy's done it, man. 66 Everton games, 87 goals, 29 assists. He can improve in the assist department. But yeah, that shows someone that scores. Like, before I got sidetracked, I was going to say Morata, of course, I think the guy's a better footballer than him technically and things of that nature, and general play and things of that nature. But United needs someone that's going to score goals. That is more value for money in the sense that he is going to score goals. Morata hasn't had the chance to lead the line for a club, and he hasn't got the CV of goal scoring that Lukaku has. If you're taking a gamble for 70-something million, not talking about who's going to be the better player, who's going to do this, who's going to do that, purely goal scoring, at this moment in time, it makes more sense to spend that on Lukaku than Morata. And this is coming from the biggest Morata fan ever. Because Lukaku is going to get goals. For as much as I love Morata, and I think if he did have the chance to lead the line, he would bag goals. But there's still a risk. Lukaku is more of a certainty. I said this, it doesn't make sense, but listen, they bought Lukaku today, but if they were to sell him today, and they had Morata and they did the same thing, who is more likely to make their money? Lukaku. It doesn't make sense. He's shown himself capable of 20-odd goals. He can improve in the assist department, but he's giving you 6, 7 in the Prem alone, and he scope for more in all comps. The guy is a good player, man. I'm tired of some fans are taking it overboard. Yes, he has a poor first touch, but he does score goals. Slightly different, but Sergio Aguero, he doesn't want to be the false 9 that Pep wants him to be. He'll probably leave, but he got 30 goals. Alexis, greedy as hell, 30 goals or something in all comps, and it wasn't 30 goals. I don't even know how much Alexis got, but you get the point. Kane, lethal, clinical, but he misses a lot of chances that goes under the radar for someone of his ability. He's still got 20 plus goals in the Premier League, however many in all comps, and does it season after season. Footballers have shortcomings. Lukaku, Forgive my language, but fuck his first touch if he's going to put 20 league goals in. 20 league goals, that's how you win a title. And on top of that, Jose is a sort of person, 1 or 2-0, you know he's shutting the game out. United fans won't be happy with that sort of mentality, but he's shutting the game out. Lukaku gets them a goal early, they shut the game out. The general play, Lukaku probably isn't going to drop that deep as deep as some other strikers. But what gives me confidence is that if United sign, I don't want to say workhorse, but workhorse, someone more defensively minded, frees up Pogba. Pogba can then get close to Lukaku, can then run in behind. They have chemistry. They're on holiday together. They're good friends. Like, Lukaku is a good player, man. I really don't know where this is all going. Like, except some players have to be taken at face value. I mean, if I sign Jermaine Defoe, I'm not gonna expect step overs and things like that. I'm gonna expect goals. If I sign Giroud, if for my club, I'm gonna expect general play, link up, all of that. He might get double figures, but am I gonna expect 20 league goals? No, because his CV shows a lack of that. Do you get? It's not hard. You need to take some players at face value. Wanyama, quality player, arguably one of the signings of the seasons for Spurs. Of course, people say his passing is basic and that, but what is his primary job? Break play down, distribute to the more creative players, take out fires, face value. We're living in a day and age where it's ridiculous, where I do think we need to, as football fans, use our rationale and quantify things that we're actually saying. Was Lukaku probably the first choice that United fans wanted? No, but they could arguably do a lot worse than Lukaku. Lukaku wouldn't be my first choice for Arsenal, but I would love him. I would have loved him if he was sitting in this space instead of Lacazette. I'd be equally as happy because I'm getting someone that's shown they can score 20 plus goals. Of course, his general play probably needs to improve, and on that aspect, he has to meet United halfway. He has to meet the United fans halfway in the sense that of doing his own thing and the general play. He will have to do that because they're not going to stand for that. But they could have done a lot worse. And for as much as I rate Morata, the logic wouldn't make sense if people praised Morata but got onto Lukaku, who has the body of work, who has the CV. Does it? Anyways, guys, the Luguna, I'm signing out, man. Lukaku, that's it. There's not much more to say. Good signing for United. There's one certainty you can say, he's going to score his goals. Good signing. United fans that are happy, stay happy, man. There's not much more to say on that front. That's it. Like, there's really not much more. Of course, like I said, in regards to the point about United were blessed with players. Recent memory, Ruud van Nistelrooy, goal scorer. You ask many people about him, they'll say he's a goal scorer. Of course, he was primarily a goal scorer. Even then, he had to drop back. So Lukaku does have to meet them halfway. But yeah, man, I know people wanted strikers with more flair and these sort of things. But I would take Lukaku, man. He would get into any team in the Premier League based on his current stats and what he did. Anyways, guys, Dilly Lagoon, I'm signing out, man. Lukaku, I hope you really set the world alight for yourself at United. I never like to see players criticised. And I think it's a good signing. Of course, United need a bit more, need that midfielder. Case for another centre-half, even though they got Lindelof. Because I believe if Bay and Lindelof get injured, there's Rojo. Rojo was decent last year, but a club like United, for as much as I rate your club, the United fans watching, you shouldn't be going with Rojo. Back up at best. Well, yeah, you get where I'm going. But I'm waffling now, guys. Deluded Guna signing out. Thank you for watching. Lukaku, hold your head up.